knuckleheads? This thing just kind of comes up to me as an interesting fact. I've been seeing a lot of people talk about drug addicts, even former drug addicts. Sitting there saying that there's no life in them whatsoever. That you're a drug addict, so you're basically screwed up, you're all useless and everything else. Is there life after a drug addict? Hey, James, brother, how you doing, man? Hey, Bond, how you doing, big guy? Like I said, I was not going to do this live. I'm in between breaks before I go to the hospital to get my heart checked again, which is a normal checkup. For those that don't know, I had heart surgery just a few months ago, and my heart's only at 45%. So I have to get checked up regularly, and I go through cardio rehab. But one thing that I just don't understand is a person will downgrade a drug addict like they are the scums of the earth, that they are nothing. See, I've never been a drug addict. Drugs were addicted to me. They needed me, so. But one of the things that I just don't understand is how people will throw you under the bus, especially if they don't know what it is behind it. There's always a reason behind it. A person does not wake up and say, "Oh, I'm going to be doing drugs," out of the blue, and then all of a sudden start hitting it. I love the Good Time Crew. Y'all rock. I love listening to y'all sing. You guys kill it every time, and I'm proud supporters of you guys. Who knows? Maybe I'll join your panel one of these days. But like I said, if you're gonna throw someone under the bus because of being a drug addict, then you gotta throw my name in your lips as well. By the time I was 10 years old, they classified me as a drug addict. 10 years old, they classified me as a drug addict. I spent most of my life high on so many different drugs, I couldn't even see straight. So if you're going to throw someone on the bus, put your name on, put my name in there too. But see, I'm not a drug addict. I was a drug user. Is there redemption for a drug addict in today's society? Is there anything that the drug addict can do, say, what have you, to prove they walked away from those drugs? Do you know the reason for that person to do drugs? Do you know the history of that person? Or are you going by what other people are saying? See, I was doing drugs to forget. I was doing drugs to hide the pain, the abuse that I was facing as a kid, the molestations that happened over and over again. You know my story because I just told it. Am I a bad person because I was doing drugs? Is there redemption for a person like me? Or am I still the scum of the earth because I was addicted to drugs? I know a few drug addicts right now, if they stopped right now, they would not be able to function very well in society because of how scared they are. I know a few drug addicts right now that are scared to leave their house alone because of things that happened to them, being sold into sex slavery, beaten the hell out of, tormented, tortured. So if you're going to downgrade a drug addict, you got to downgrade the person who caused it. You got to sit there and look at the person's history. If you really care about that person, stand up and help that person. Make sure that person's got the proper help. Make sure that you got someone to help that person through this because it is not an easy fight. Once that person comes clean, all that hell that they suppressed, that they had forgotten about, is going to come loose. How do I know? I've been there before. I've been there many times over. I've seen it happen. I've been through it myself. I was told by family members that I could just get over it. I could walk away from it. That was nothing. It wasn't. Hmm. Mental breakdowns, the several months of hospitalizations in special places, that's nothing. Being yanked out in the middle of the night, put in foster care because my life was in danger, that's nothing. waking up scared because you're not sure where you're going to be, if you're going to be around anytime soon. That's nothing. Like I said, I want y'all to make a comment. I know we all got drug addict family members. We got good friends that are addicted to drugs. What y'all think about it? I know there's a lot of people that come on my panel that are ex-drug addicts. But see, I don't look at them as a drug addict. Everybody that comes on my panel that's got a drug addict past, I don't see the drug addict person. I see a human being that struggled through life. That walked away from the hell that tried to kill him. Today's title is Drug Addict and Redemption. Is there redemption? Is there redemption for a drug addict? Let me know. Let me know what y'all think about this, because this is a serious subject that should be discussed. I've seen a good friend of mine get thrown under the bus by someone's stupidity, ignorance, and bullcrap. Listening to other bullshit people. So, again, like I said, if you're gonna sit there and throw someone under the bus for being a drug addict, then you better put my name in your mouth as well. But you better make sure one thing: you tell the truth, because I sure the fuck will. I'm not scared of what anybody can do to me, what anybody can say about me, because it don't bother me. I know my past. I know what I went through. I know what I overcame. I've faced my demons. I've stood up and at least made sure my demons agreed with me. It's better to be my friend than my enemy. I don't look at the person that's a drug addict without knowing their history first. There's a couple of drug addicts that's near me that I don't care for, that I can, if they were on fire, I wouldn't waste a piss to put out. Because yes, they did that to themselves. They started out selling the stuff. easy money. They'd rather do the easy way out than to face reality. Oh no, car thief. Oh crap. Y'all need to behave yourselves. Of course, me, I will do the best I can. We got car thief here. Glad to have you here, brother. Yep. And that's what a couple of these idiots did. They sat there and says, "Oh, it's not going to hurt." Da da da. No, it will. And see, you burn your bridges enough times. Yeah, yeah, I love that. But you're a tool, but she better be hot, huh? And come with your own supplies. See, the other thing that I think of, and I have to laugh at these pansies, ignorant morons, is when they talk about marijuana. Marijuana is not a drug. It is not a gateway drug. Well, it is, but it's to the fridge. A person that's doing marijuana is not a drug. Sorry to hear that, brother. Bill. And see, I've heard so-called Christian bitches say that marijuana, Mary Jane, weed, bud, smoke, whatever you want to call it, the devil's cabbage. In order for that to be true, the devil himself would have created that. He didn't. You know, hey, I know how that feels to lose a daughter. I'm coming up on 12 years when my youngest daughter was murdered because of a drug dealer. Child molester, rapist, drug dealer took the life of my daughter. I will always see her in my head. I will always smell her death in my nostrils. I will always see fear in her eyes as she is dead on that ground. Like I said, I know a few drug dealers that are now drug addicts because of their own demise. Those people I don't care for. There are some that did it to themselves by stupidity. No, and that's not an easy thing to face. You know, I mean, it is one of the hardest demons to face. I've done a video a while back about drug addiction and mental health, I think. Well, I discussed it a little bit here and there. Hey, Motor City, how you doing, big guy? But you know, like I said, I've seen a very well-known TV evangelist years ago go from up top of the world to absolutely nothing within about 6 months. Former drug addict, former heavy metal musician, 70s and 80s. Yeah, it's not easy. Yeah, doing all right. Like I said, I wasn't going to do this live, because I'm waiting for my doctor's appointment, get my heart checked out. Uh, like I said earlier, it's only at 45%. So um, I had heart surgery a few months back, but for me, I've seen the demise. I've seen some great people die because of the drug addiction. A lot of people will sit there and say, "Oh, well, you're addicted to drugs," da, da, and they won't have anything to do with them. The demons they face is terrible too. The reality sucks more for them than the drugs did. Most of the time, they feel like they're useless, that there's no good in them, that they're useless waste of spaces. I've seen death all my life since I was a kid. I've seen death firsthand because of drugs. I've been there on that family's corner, sit there being the one that says, "Hey, I'm sorry, but your kid just passed away. You know, drugs took over." It's not an easy thing. One thing that gets them is that they feel that there's no use for them, that there's no help. No one cares enough to help them out of that situation. There's not enough care in this world to help one, to make sure that they've got the proper help. Hey, McBean, how you doing? Welcome aboard. All right, you have a good one, big guy. Talk at you later. you need me, you know where to get me. But like I said, being a drug addict is extremely hard. Oh yeah, yeah. Drugs killed my youngest daughter. She wasn't taking it. The guy that killed her did. I forgave that person. I'll never, ever forget. That is true. This is how I feel right about now. I decided to put this as the background for today because this is just about how I feel. We all, there is no one on this planet that has not lost someone due to drugs. I will be good. I'm still waiting for my ride to get here, so I haven't gotten the phone call saying they're down there yet. But like I said, I can tell you firsthand what it's like to be a drug addict. The feeling of being lost, the feeling that no one cares for you. Every time someone said, "Hey, we're going to help you out through this, da da da," they took me out of the situation, but sometimes it made it worse. Hey, Truth, how you doing, big guy? Doing okay. I'm just kind of here. Like I said, I wasn't gonna do this live, but I just had to. Something just snapped and says, "Need to do it. Let's do it right now." While it's still on my head. Like I said, it is easy to throw a person under the bus if you're not smart enough to know the past. If you don't care enough to help know the past, then you can't help the person. The struggles that we face every day, the uncertainty, wondering if we're going to have family anymore, that they're going to give up on us. Yeah, like I said, this is how I feel. I love it. It tells it right to the point, straightforward. There's no hidden gimmicks. There's no nothing. It just says, like it all. I've got another one that says, fuck you haters, but didn't want to put it on there yet because I think this just says the right amount of words. You know, says it loud and clear. it's even it's even giving the one arm, one finger salute. Heck yeah, it will be. Yep. Hey, I've always got to give my middle fingers the credit, because they stand up for me where my mouth fails. When I can't speak what I need to, both my middle fingers are right there, stand up for me. They get the point across real quick. But is there redemption? That's one big question. Can there be redemption? I mean, if a person sits there and finally gets clean off the drugs with the proper help, the counseling, the whole 9 yard, is there redemption for that person? Or is that person still a drug addict? Is that person still a loser because that person was a drug addict? This is one of the hardest subjects to face. You know, but see, some of those meetings, you know, recovery is not easy. It is hard. And what's even harder is when you get clean and you have no one there to help you. Your family only sees that drug addict person. Society only sees that drug addict person. They don't see that you're redeeming yourself. They don't see you wanting to try. So, being put in that situation, you have yourself. Yep, I did. Well, actually, I never really had family members to begin with because I was 13 on the streets. I had no family members. I had no one to sit there and come to me. I'm a drug addict kid on the streets. I had no one to show for it, no one to care for me. Exactly. I sat there and I went into this clean church. I walked in with a big 40 ouncer brown paper bag, hoping that someone would care enough to help me through this. I figured what good place to go? Go to church, right? I'm sitting in the back of the church. Pastor comes up, grabs a few people, starts sitting there going, okay, now I'm going to sit there. I'm going to say this. I'm going to say that. And I want you to start sitting there going through this and start playing, just making random babble shit like you're being possessed by the Holy Spirit. The whole time I'm sitting there, I'm in the back drinking. You know, see, like I said, I was in the back of a church, house of God. Yeah, right. I'm walking in with a big 40-ounce beer, brown paper bag, hoping someone would help me out. And you know what I was told? You shouldn't drink that in here. Go ahead and put it outside. It'll be there when you get done. They didn't care that I was drinking. They didn't care to ask. And this was a church. This is the house of God. How can you be a house of God if you're sitting there, you're not helping that person that's struggling? How can you call yourself a Christian if you're not willing to take that person's side, help that person out? You know, see, that's one reason why I don't care for religion. I'm a very spiritual person. I do believe in our great Father. I talk to him every day, but I'm not religious. Oh yeah, yeah. And in the Bible it states times like this, look for the signs. And I'll tell you, I've been looking at the signs. I've been reading the signs very quickly, very daily. And I've even had people say, oh, there's no hell. Really? There's no hell? Then you need to step out of your mommy's basement, open the curtains, and expose yourself to some sort of light. Because if you don't believe in hell, then look around. Watch the news for about 10 minutes. First 2 minutes will tell you exactly where hell is. No. See, that's what I'm saying. Hell does exist. Hell does exist. You cannot be an atheist. I can guarantee you there is no atheist. Because every time there's trouble, they don't go, oh, Mug, please save my loved one. Please do whatever you can to help that saved one. You know, or my pruners, help me. No. Someone in need, they sit there and say, Jesus helped them, God, whatever. I walked away from church because of the hypocrisy. A church got donated new rug, new chairs, donated. You know, oh yeah. See, he is there. He does help you out. He does believe in you. And like the Bible states, I am closer to you than your own brother is. Most Christians forget that. They sit there and they believe in God, but Saturday night, they're dancing with the devil. Sunday morning, they're dancing with God. You cannot dance with the devil, walk with God at the same time. You know, one of the things that I'm going to do, because I keep being asked about doing it, Sunday night, I'm going to do a Bible study. And by no means does it mean that I'm a religious nut. No, like I said, I'm spiritual. My beliefs are more than Native American beliefs because that's how I was raised. I was looking for God, but I walked away from it. Life took me in a whole different direction for a long while. I found Jesus at the most hardest times of my life. I was making bad choices. I was mentally broken down. I was at my lowest. I was in hell. I got put in a shelter by the state. Show you how bad I was. This dude was sitting there having a heart attack. 2 in the morning. I wake up, ask what's going on. Paramedics are there. They sit there, go, well, this dude's dying, stuff like that. And I sat there and I said, can you die a little quiet? I'm trying to sleep. Everybody just looked up at me and said, what the fuck? Well, wow, that's just, and everybody's just shocked. At that time, like I said, I was going through mental breakdown. I was losing everything. I was at my bottom point. And I got put in a safe house with some Christians. They helped me out real well. I believe in Jesus. He's our brother. He's my friend. But I don't believe in the religious bull, the hypocrisy. I don't do hypocrisy, period, on any level. But we need to start looking at the drug addicts a little bit differently. If they did it by their own device, like tasting their own products, or a buddy sits there and says, hey man, let's go do this, da da da. And they don't want to sit there and feel bad, saying, no, I'm sorry, I don't do that, and stand on their ground. They want to be accepted. Me, I don't fit in any corner. I don't sit there, and I'm not in that cookie cutter world. I'm that kid that colors outside that box. I'm that kid that goes outside the lines because I am my own thinker. I am my own person. I do my own thing. But with that, I got to run. Or I'll be here shortly. As I always say, at the end of my deal, we love y'all. No matter what cut you've got on, no matter what you ride, it's just a matter that you're out there riding, that you're experiencing the wind. You got our salute, you got our love, you got our respect. Just be out there doing what you do, being yourself. And as it says, the banner, we support our military, no matter what branch you're in, Navy, Coast Guard, National Guard, Air Force, Marines, Army. Our salute. We love y'all. Take care of one another. And please do what you can today to make someone's life better. Make them smile. Make them feel good about themselves. because you never know if that's the last time you'll see that person. Care for one another. You see someone struggle, don't throw them under the bus. You help that person out. You give that person support, and you give that person support whenever that person needs it. Because you may just be the only person that does. With that, nahashte, mashko, nahane makanistebo, kinyachi, nakha nahipe. Chushara, mlashke. Love y'all. Make sure you're speaking the truth and hearing the right things. Your path is right. Love y'all, no matter what. Love y'all. Y'all have a good night. Peace.